PUBG! Brothers, my brothers here.
Here we go. Where are my other people at? Well, I mean, it's so crazy because we all live in different parts of the world. So this is like the second opportunity, other than the North American Challenge, to actually be together in person. You know, we spend so many hours in game together. So being able to hang out together is just, oh, it's awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
有这几天我们都是晚上一起研究那个新手机，还有战术，还有研究了其他战队的那些比赛视频。
يلا يلا كل واحد مكانه.
And thankfully to PUBG Mobile, the Campus Championship that was held in India gave us the opportunity to come here. And we are really excited for the PMSC Global Finals, and we really hope we can win it.
이게 1회로 끝나는 게 아니라 2회, 3회 계속 이어질 수 있으면 좋겠고, 저희뿐만 아니라 많은 전 세계의 사람들이 이런 기회를 얻어서 좋은 경험을 해봤으면 좋겠어요.
Saya suka PUBG Mobile. PUBG
The new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you... Oh, that's why. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need until you need it.
One final game for today here for the PUBG Mobile Star Challenge Global Finals 2018. And the big questions are, 1, can anyone catch up to RRQ? And 2, can RRQ sweep an entire day? It would be absolutely unheard of here if they are able to do so. But as Seven predicted or potentially hoped for at the very beginning of today, it's not out of the question.
It just might happen. They are so strong towards the end of the game that, I mean, we have seen it here today. Three games out of 3. And can they make it 4 out of 4? I'm looking forward. If they're able to go ahead and get the placement, now we know they can also do it if they don't get the kills right off the bat. So if they can just get the placement as they've been doing, they might actually go ahead and take it away.
They haven't been completely favored with the zone every game either. It's not like they've been getting super lucky. They've been choosing their fights very wisely. choosing to pull back from a few where they didn't feel they had the best position and choosing to really be aggressive on the ones where they did. And ultimately, they found themselves in another winner-winner chicken dinner final circle.
Absolutely, and you could end up in unfortunate circumstances. It might happen to RRQ. One great example of it was CPT's position, trying to eventually try and camp that bridge position just so when LH was going to come over, they could potentially exploit that. However, in the end, they got exploited by Wildcard.
They really did. LH saw that, saw right through it from the other side of the bridge, scoped it out, said, whoa, let's hold on here a second. And it wasn't until CPT and Wildcard engaged, LH snuck across, grabbed a position, and then ultimately they started doing some damage themselves.
Yeah, and just Lucifer pretty much waiting patiently. He didn't want to get caught crossing that street, waited till the last minute and was able to go ahead and take down 3 players, which was huge. It pretty much it gave him such a nice push and it gave him a bunch of confidence that they ended in 4th place.
I loved how quiet and still he remained that whole time. I mean, that built up for several minutes. And he was caught there. They moved in, took that compound, and he just didn't move. He stayed there. But he had great position, knew that they were going to cross the street at some point if they ever smelt any sort of advantage. They got that knock, and then they tried to push Outsider and crew that was across the street, and Lucifer had other things in mind.
Well, you mentioned it as well, the right tools available to him as well. It's very rare that you get some use out of, say, a Tommy gun with an extended mag, but that was a great tool to use in that situation, knowing that they were always going to be close, so it's iron sights all the day.
Iron sights all day. They were right in front of him. Really, no scope necessary for getting those kills. Iron sight was no problem. And then having 50 rounds to be able to throw at him. Coming out of smoke, it's not always, you're not always able to be super precise like you might like to be, but just being able to spray that much and even chunk a little bit of damage off the 3rd guy as well before he pulled out the M4 and got the finish.
Yeah, just love seeing that playing style, right? You don't really see the Tommy gun out that often, but I'm glad that he was able to go ahead and show, hey, if it comes to it, I can definitely use this gun, and I'm going to go ahead and take 3 players with me. And then Wildcard overall, just hot jukes in the squad, being able to go ahead and just finish up that team, which was huge. First time, I believe, in the tournament that CPT has gone out in 20th, or maybe anything less below 15th.
And we're seeing a lot of SMG play. Like, not only, say, Clutch Uzi's early game to eventually have those very early conflicts, but also the UMP, be it close range or at range, is being a very versatile weapon.
The UMP has been extremely powerful all day long. We've seen multiple players, not just like 1 or 2 people like using it as kind of a niche weapon. It's been like the choice for multiple people, and they're using it as their primary. Over range, over close, it doesn't matter. They're just killing it.
Yeah, 4 time, 6 time, doesn't matter. Put it on the UMP. As long as you can go ahead and control that recoil, you're going to be just a sharpshooter.
Yeah. RRQ gives us the thumbs up there just before. An ominous picture, to say the least, considering what they've done today, what they did at the end of yesterday as well. And what, 1,300 points ahead of 2nd place, is it currently?
Yeah, it's a lot. 1,300 points ahead of 2nd place and double the score of 6th place.
Yeah,
they could pretty much just sit out this next 2 games, and they will still be in 1st place.
Yeah, well, let's check in with some of the other teams, of course, here at the World Championship as we take a little trip to see what they have to say.
做好自己应该做的，然后都为自己队伍做点贡献吧。打好自己的，然后就多跟队友沟通，然后尽力吃鸡。CPT 加油！
Всем, кто верит и болеет за нас, всем привет, ребята. Держим кулачки, мы будем рвать.
Друзья, болейте за нас, так как вы болели за нас на европейском турнире, и мы постараемся снова сделать невозможное.
Be my dude.
ก็ถ้าชนะได้อันดับ1นะครับก็ส่วนหนึ่งก็จะเอาไปให้แม่ครับผมแล้วก็เก็บไว้เป็นค่าทุนการศึกษาของเราด้วยกระโดดลืมตัวเพี้ยนโทรศัพท์อะไรอย่างนี้ก็ได้อะไรอย่างนี้กระโดดแบบดีใจว่าได้แชมป์อะไรอย่างนี้ Illuminate NC Future
태국에 있는 RRQ라는 팀은 플레이를 되게 부드럽게 잘 풀어나간다라고 생각을 했습니다.
아무래도 코리아 팀, 한국 팀들이 가장 경계가 많이 됐고요. 유력하게 선수는 제가 봤을 땐 리퍼라는 선수가 가장 위협이 될 것 같습니다. 지스타 경기에서는 되게 활약을 하셨던데 세계 대회에서는 아마도 저한테 빨리 죽지 않을까 생각을 합니다. 파이팅 하세요. 네, 이길 자신 있습니다.
갤럭시 가자!
Team Galaxy there representing Korea at the very end, and Samsung in general, actually, which is always nice to see here, as our tournament is brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And of course, we're going down to the nitty-gritty of things, as it's going to be our final game of the day, other than RRQ, which we've talked about forever, very, very much so earned talking about them because they have been so dominant. But beyond that, LH and GT are really the teams that we're kind of focusing on and looking at as the teams that could potentially try and upset, but they've still got a lot of work if they want to try and catch up.
They've got a lot of work to do. They've got those 2 and 3 spots right now kind of in their firm grasp. CPT lurking right outside, though they had that poor performance last game, getting knocked out 20th. But it's going to be anybody's ball game for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. First,
yeah, and
seems
CPT is actually one of the teams that I'm going to be looking forward to this game specifically, because they pretty much got knocked out so early in the last match. I want to see what they can actually go ahead and do in this last game.
All right, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's time to get into our last game of the day. It's going to be game number 8. Keep an eye out for RRQ, because if they get 4 in a single day, it's absolutely unfathomable. But for now, let's head over to PBN7 for all the action.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the final game of day number 2. I know you are hype at home, and wait until you see this plane pad PB, and as always, that plane is going to go ahead and pass by and drop a nice Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Make sure you go ahead and check it out, because I've been playing with it, and boy,
I've been playing with it as well. It's super, super smooth for this game. We've got a nice little phone flow through the arena. Look at that, a little different perspective this time, checking around the back of it. Wowzers indeed. Here we go, RRQ being the focus of the plane, and we'll see where they drop this time.
The plane pad is pretty much actually going to go in a little bit north. Interesting stuff. I want to see what LH.U and CPT do, as it is a little bit farther away from where they're used to landing. But overall, teams like GT.U are going to go ahead and just be right on the spot. Also, Wildcard that we saw do great in the last game. Can they go ahead and continue to go pretty much do that? Lucifer being able to go ahead and knock out 3 players by himself, and then the whole team just finishing off everybody.
Looks like RRQ is going to be going to Pachinki, and they're possibly going to have some company.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go. Something that we actually don't see that often. RRQ taking the center area there with Pachinki. Surprised by that. They might start getting more comfortable. They might start playing like their style that they're used to, which I'm looking forward to seeing that. Are they going to go ahead and continue to get the win, though, is what it comes down to. And luckily for them, nobody, and absolutely nobody besides them, is landing Pachinki.
Indeed, we've got Yasnaya once again occupied by Evos, and it looks like we've got the familiar CPT going down south, as well as LH looking to go south as well. It all depends on what kind of vehicles they can find.
As we do see Cloud9 very close by BTR, they're going to go ahead and just try to fight out this car. Whoever gets this one first is going to be huge, especially if for some reason Cloud9 decides to go ahead and turn around on that compound. It might not be a good idea, because BTR was able to get there first, and they're more than likely going to have some guns, and all Cloud9 has to show off is just a car. Look at that. BTR just letting them know we're here, even if it is with a pistol. Back up a little bit.
That P93 showing some 9mm that way, and C9 happy to just get out of town, and they're going to go find a compound to loot up at. That's one thing that I'm noticing. C9 really kind of having a poor showing on the looting aspect. So early in games, they're just kind of being forced off of popular loot spots, driving around right now to maybe Novo. They might be going south here.
It's going to be interesting if it is.
I mean, we might see LH.U down there already. I'm not sure. It looks like they have actually beaten them across.
LH.U is right behind them. So it's going to go ahead and be who gets to Novo first. And this is what I like to see. Cloud9 is known for going Novo. They're going for something that they're comfortable with, and they are going to go ahead and be able to beat LH.U to it if they keep going at this speed. LH.U sees that. That's pretty much the case. I don't think they're going to go ahead and challenge.
They're going to go to the
north. Actually going to go for it.
They're going to go to the north side of, the south side of
Interesting plays here by LHW. Even though they see another team nearby, they're still going to go for it. And look at this. Both of the teams just going in. LHW doesn't care. Another team, don't even worry about it. We want those kills, baby. This is going to be something to look out for.
They're happy to fight for it. They're going to loot up here just like usual, but this is what I was talking about with Cloud9. Happy to see them challenging for some decent loot rather than roaming around the fields trying to loot up little houses, solos. They're taking the team. They're going to loot up a popular spot. I'm really curious to see how this works out.
Something that they're a little bit more used to, and they have to watch out because, as you mentioned, LHW is going to be towards the south, and Carnage already with an M4. He doesn't have any helmets or any armor, so more than likely needs to go ahead and find those before he takes on LHW. As we know, they're known for getting the kills. And look at this, RRQ just getting everything to their advantage, getting Pachinki all to themselves. As we've seen here, Full Send already pretty much getting knocked there, one of the players from Full Send. And we go back to LHW and C9 as C9 is just clearing those crates.
You're probably going to see them stay down on the ground level quite a bit. They want to keep their location hidden as long as possible from the enemy. As soon as you give out intel on your location, these guys like to swarm. They like to set up flanks, and they are quite good at it. You can see Ace on the top of the roof right now looking for just that. He's looking for intel, looking for these other guys. He's got his UMP. He really doesn't have a lot of stuff on him, level 1 helmet, level 1 vest, but he's just there to point out where the enemies are for his teammates.
In another fight here between KWCD and Wildcard. We saw Wildcard coming hot in that last game. Can they go ahead and continue that trend as KWCD currently has one of their players knocked down? Wildcard deciding not to push yet as it is early in the game. They might not have what they need, right? But KWCD using that to their advantage. They're going to go ahead and just pick up that player, and look at this. The Japanese team has Ali Pocket from Full Send. Pretty much they're going to try to get there from every angle possible.
They sure are. They've kind of staked their claim in Severny so far, and with a lot of these neutral plane paths, that's been reachable for the most part. So Japan able to, claim their territory and protect it here. They've got 2 kills already to their name, taking out 2 members of Full Send, trying to close down on Ali Pocket right now, and they're doing a tremendous job of closing down that gap.
And something we have seen there done by Ali Pocket before, just waiting in the corner. Here we go. Nanatu comes in. Oh, Ali Pocket is able to take her out. Ali Pocket is going to go ahead and finish somebody there from the Japanese team and get 1 kill for them. That is good. I think that might be the 2nd kill of the tournament.
That was a really, really rough go, but Nanatu's got to check that corner when he comes into the room. That was something that you do in every house like that. That corner room is the only place you can really hide upstairs. So you got to check your corners when you come into the room. He pays for it, but unfortunately, in the process of vaulting out the window, he gets stuck in the window and is finished off. I was surprised to see him get finished there.
And luckily for Hershey, they have an AR, and as we noticed, another teammate there from Full Send, they only have a pistol, so more than likely, she is hoping that nobody comes in through that roof.
Taki's not making that mistake. Look at him pre-firing corners at this point.
They learn. They definitely learn as he is using the shotgun at the moment. And look at this. GTW against GameStar. Sute once again starting to overextend a little bit there from his teammates. He has to watch out because it's super close to GTW. And another thing to point out, LHW is also still in Novo with Cloud9.
CPT free to loot up military base all by themselves. Once again, military base has a load of good loot, so probably why they're consistently placing well in these final circles. CPT really having a free run at one of the best spots on the map.
Nobody challenging them as we see Carnage just pretty much waiting patiently, trying to hear any footsteps. He does have the Scar L now and also the Tommy gun. We saw the Tommy gun being used earlier as now LHW is starting to hunt down Cloud9. Interesting plays here by them because they won the early engagement, and that's something I love seeing. Early engagements, especially if you have the loot and you can definitely back it up. Look at them. They're just tracing them.
Carnage is in trouble.
To be fair, Cloud9 is starting to rotate, except for Carnage. Carnage is going to have to pretty much clutch a 1v4 here as LHW finds that flare gun that they're known for, and they're more than likely going to go ahead and try to find some more loot, or if not a vehicle, because they are currently outside the zone.
Yeah, they are not going anywhere, are they? Firing off a flare gun, and they aren't planning on rotating away from these guys. They're going to stake their claim. They're going to fight for it.
Yeah, they're there to stay. They've been going there the whole tournament, so more than likely they're not going to be going anywhere else. As we see GG and Galaxy very close by. GG Amesh09 sees somebody from the Galaxy team. Is he going to go ahead and take these shots? He has to watch out. He gets actually hit first. He has to watch out because another player from Galaxy is going to go ahead and come out from the top right-hand side.
This is a really random spot to be fighting. Look at the buggy scoot in. Wow, the tricks, it didn't really pay off for him. Galaxy hiss from up on the ridge. Sala with a valiant effort there doing the 180 pit stop, but instantly knocked him and Charisma. Now they're in a serious pickle.
GG there, just pretty much having, hey, you know what? It's our time to push. Boy, did it backfire as now 3 of their players are knocked down, and I'm looking forward to see if Galaxy is going to go ahead and finish them off because he has to watch out for Kuwait. Kuwait is very close by, and he is overlooking Galaxy Kong, which more than likely, I'm going to go ahead and say it, they might sacrifice him.
You know, Gur there looking, he knows exactly where the shots came from. He's going to see if he can get some finishes.
He's definitely getting shot more. He takes out those smoke grenades that they're known for, and he's going to go ahead and just smoke it up. He definitely wants to pick up his teammate. Great movement here, but surprising that Galaxy is not finishing the players from GG. Do you always want to go ahead and get those kills? As we're seeing this now, they're taking out their players. Meanwhile, Galaxy is saying, you know what, let's wait a little bit longer. I think we're going to go ahead and have them bleed out. But at the moment, you want those kills. You want those points. Galaxy now is starting to back up as Kuwait is pretty much holding them back.
I'm impressed here with these shots. M16 with a holographic sight on it from range. He's able to connect and get a finish as well as put pressure on Gur. What they're doing, though, is leaving those players up. There's only one guy left alive, and they know in order to have any chance at this game, he's got to revive him. So he's got to push down, and they know the path he's going to take, so they're just going to watch it.
And the Japanese team here engaging with BRK. BRK in a horrible spot here as all of the players are starting to go down. I believe that might be it for the BRK team. Pussy pushing forward. He gets knocked down there by the Japanese team. The Japanese team taking out BRK, PB.
Really strong showing from Team Japan to start off. 7 kills already. Whew. Wow, they came to play, did they not? And they also are down a member and still wrecking shop.
They definitely want to go ahead and get those kills. And look at this movement here by Cloud9. LHW still south, but they're going to be a little bit towards the east, and they're also going to be inside the zone. I think LHW is still looking forward to see where Cloud9 is at. And as we see Rolex starting to roll back around, baby, and trying to find that car, that vehicle, so they can get out of here. Are they going to go ahead and engage, or more than likely, they're actually going to go ahead and leave, especially since they are outside the vehicle. I mean, outside the zone.
I like it. He leaves, takes their car, and he's going to get out of Dodge. Really smart play here by C9. They're going to leave LH with fewer vehicles. I think they still may have one, but they're going to take that colorful UAZ. That's a pretty skin.
If you want to stand down, definitely go ahead and wear that. Look at that. Ooh, that fire.
Pumpkins.
That fire. That's definitely from the Halloween event that we recently had in PUBG Mobile. Once again, if you haven't downloaded the game and you're watching at home, feel free to download it. It is free to download. And make sure if you do have a Samsung Galaxy Note 9, let us know. How's it like? How many kills have you been getting every single game? As C9 Rolex decides, you know what, let's go ahead and, we don't want to go ahead and do one car. Let's do 2 cars instead. We see what happens if you stay just in one car, as Evos is just raining shots on somebody with a motorcycle. The Trace Evos just knocks him up. That motorcycle says, what do you think you're doing, boy? Back up a little bit. In Hot Jukes here in the pickle. He tries to go ahead and pick up one of his teammates. Interesting place as he's currently going up against GT Akan. GTW keeping their eyesight on Hot Jukes and Wildcard.
Interesting spot in the sniper tower right now. He's able to try to smoke out his teammate, and look at that. He connects through the smoke, finishes off outside. A really nice job keeping the pressure up from Ed there. Wildcard in trouble here. Hot Jukes trying to make his way out of trouble, and they are caught in rotation, it looks like, by GTW.
They are definitely caught. Hot Jukes actually was trying to hide behind that buggy, but it backfired because GTW is starting to flank around, and look at this. Hot Jukes is telling his teammates, you guys need to come and pick me up. If not, you guys are going to have a nightmare here of a game, especially if you only have 2 players left. They need the kills. They definitely need the kills and the placement.
Looks like Chushi looks like he wants to push. He's a little unsure if his teammates want to leave that position.
This zone's gonna be interesting. Up north, pretty much smack down the middle, a little bit to the east, but definitely up north. Rosshawk, Severny, shooting range. You got Yasnaya there. School barely in, and a lot of teams are starting to rotate. And Cloud9 is not even going to be able to wait there on the bridge. And look at this. Lucifer and Seagut are trying to go ahead and spot out. More than likely, they are going to go ahead and let Hot Jukes die there. It's not worth pretty much going back there and engaging GTW, especially if you already have 2 players down.
Definitely. I'm really kind of interested to see where LHW went. They were not on the map, so I'm curious if they grabbed a boat since some of their cars got stolen and headed up the shoreline.
It could be possible here as we got KWCD going up against BTR. Actually Torty. Torty with the big Russian bot. Are they going to be able to go in and take on this? Once again, the UMP coming into play. He has a red dot. This gun is great up close as we have been able to see it, as great as far away. Torty Broxy shooting there. He's going to be able to go ahead and connect some shots. He's able to go ahead and finish 2 there through the window. He has to watch out. You can't get too cocky. He should get in there, but instead he stays out for too long and gets knocked down himself by Evos, as Evos is just coming in to start cleaning up kills.
Watch Evos here as they approach this compound. They smell blood in the water. They know a squad's weak, and they just weakened the second one. They're going to try to take advantage like you wouldn't believe here. Bullshark firing the Car 98 from range. Look at that. Connecting with Bro Dodger there.
Right on him with that Car 98. That was a beautiful shot, ladies and gentlemen. And Torty wants to go inside that house and finish up those kills for the big Russian bot squad. Look at them. They're trying to find an entrance. They also have to watch out for Evos, because Evos is definitely going to go ahead and turn around. And look at this. KWC going right behind them. He's not able to go in and connect those shots, but Torty definitely connecting those shots and being able to knock them down. Oh, the shots there by Evos.
Look at the angles. Look at the angles. Ernie drove all the way around to the ridge. I was just going to comment on another squad being up there, but it was actually Evos. Ernie, the leader, rotated all the way around to get an angle on these guys while his team crashed the compound. Beautifully done. Expert play from Evos here.
Great awareness there by Evos, as Evos is pretty much going to go ahead and come up and just knock down all these players. Ernie goes down. Ernie gets finished there by KWC June as more players are coming in. He is using that tummy gun. Can he go ahead and get the finish? He's still pre-firing. He turns around. One of the Evos players opens up that door and finish him off. He has to watch out though. Big Russian bot is still lurking around, but Evos with already 7 kills, pretty much getting the angles and cleaning up. If Torty even moves, they're gonna realize that he's there, and it's gonna be good night, Irene, baby.
You gotta feel a little bad for Ernie there, putting his team in such a great position, calling the the awesome move to push there, take advantage. They do find themselves on the winning end of a couple exchanges. Unfortunately, he goes down, gets a quick finish on him, trying to get that kill moving out of the compound here.
They're just looting. They're waiting patiently. Torty is just looking at that, looking from that corner. At least he doesn't have to worry about his back. Although if they decided to, Evos could come around, jump in right next to him, and maybe make him push out. He does have this Car L, which is good, and he also has an extended mag right to his name. So if he needs to go ahead and take up more than one, he can just go ahead and do so.
Don't scope in whatever you do, bro.
Yeah, just hit fire.
Don't scope in. They're going to hear it. You can see him.
Hit fire. They jump down. He takes some shots. He gets knocked out there. Misses the shots as Evo's Bullshark jumped out. You had to connect those shots there, especially because you're the last one for your team.
Felt like it was a little premature on the trigger. He heard multiple sets of footsteps there, and he took a poor shot on the target that he did select. Obviously that's a difficult position to be in with 3 people surrounding you, and he was just trying to make the best of a bad situation there. But ultimately he goes down. Another squad polished off.
It is what it is, as we see Hero with the name 4 driving around, getting to the safe zone as fast as he can, and more than likely he's going to go ahead and start rotating towards the compound or something that he's more comfortable with. And LHW, interesting place here by LHW, as they are just now starting to move out of that South Island. Interesting place for sure there by them.
They went down south and looted up the small buildings, as they always do. Zone played no factor at all. They did not care.
They didn't, and they actually went a different bridge. I haven't actually seen them take that bridge before. More than likely, they
did it a couple games ago.
They might have thought that Cloud9 might wait for them, but that wasn't the case. And also, they remember CPT was waiting for them earlier. And look at this. We got Seagut against BTR. BTR very close by. Seagut currently getting Huge kill there by Ziga. He has to watch out because BTR is going to go ahead and start pushing forward. Great awareness there. He starts healing up as soon as he can, and BTR just backs up.
They're going to leave
it. They don't want anything to do with
that.
They
don't understand that that's not a full squad there. They, they just know that one of their guys was out front, got picked off and finished. They're probably not aware that Wildcard only has 2 members left.
Don't want any of that in Digest. Naya, wow. What a hardship. Pretty much every single team besides CPT, Illuminate, and Hero are outside. And look at this. Cloud9 barely.
Cloud9's going to tip their cap to PUBG gods right here and say thank you, because that's a very nice zone for them, especially with the way they rotated. They've got an easy path in.
They do, and look at this. They're just pretty much trying to figure out how do we want to go ahead and handle this. We do have the height advantage here. We just need to go ahead and push a little bit more towards the zone. We have the vehicles as well, so they definitely have the advantage here. They also need to start getting more kills, though. They currently have 0 kills because their placements hasn't been that good. They need to get more points if they want to be on that big money, PB.
Going to pick up their last comrade, Sam, here. We'll see if they go snag him or if he's got his own vehicle. But they will be moving around to try to grab position. Hero already positioned in the zone. It looks like got a nice little warehouse compound here.
As we also see here, I was seeing GameStars, and look at this, Evo's getting some shots there on RRQ. RRQ with one of the players down early. Is he going to go ahead and try to finish them off? He is trying to. RRQ.
Look at how they snap to his aid.
Yep, they don't want him to go down.
Oh, look at the push.
Is going to go ahead and push. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready because here comes the push by Evo's. RRQ starting to back up a little bit more. They also have to watch out there for GameStars. Evo's just starting to snipe them from afar. Look at this. The M16 with the 4-time. That is just deadly.
And they landed the Car 98 shot there on Senior.
He
gets him again. Connects with the M16, knocks him, and Bull Shark landing a shot on Senior. They are in serious trouble now.
They were able to go ahead and flank. Look at Evo's X there, just at the top of that hill, draining those shots. Great plays there by him, getting those angles. Imagine if GameStars was to push this right now. They might be able to go ahead and clear up some kills there from RRQ, but then they would have to worry about Evo's lurking around.
Look at X all the way up on the hill, top left portion of your screen. Really love the angles that Evo's creates when they're taking on these squad fights. But remember, they did lose one of their players. Ernie went down a little bit earlier, thirsted over that last compound, so they can't be quite as aggressive as they normally are. And guess what? They're going to choose to rotate away. They want to get out of the red zone. They do not want to risk getting killed by that bomb zone and getting RNG'd out of the tournament.
Interesting plays there by him. If they did have a compound nearby, so they could have just went into the compound. And look at this. They just passed GameStars as Spyra and Angry are waiting patiently. Interesting plays there by Evos as they decided not to go ahead and just kill RRQ or at least push the action for a second there. I thought they were going to go ahead and do so, but hey, it is something that we've seen before, right? We saw RRQ there not kill earlier Evos and just decides to back up and not finish them off.
They're driving around the field right now trying to find shots from somebody, trying to figure out what locations people are in, and this is a little bit interesting. Gangstar's huddling around a shack right now out in the middle of nowhere, hoping to get the zone. We'll see what happens. RRQ is going to be left to get picked back up, and we'll see if that move comes back to haunt everybody, including Evos later on. Wouldn't it be interesting if they were able to come back and win yet another one with 3 players?
It would be interesting as they do have GTW passing by. They're pretty much just trying to see what suit you got on. Let me see if I can get an angle on you, and if I can, I am going to go ahead and push you. I think they're just trying to get different angles here, PB. They noticed that one of the cars is leaving, and you know what? They're saying, let's just go ahead and leave it. Let's go somewhere else. Let's find a compound that we can go ahead and take over.
Yeah, you see at the same time he's looking back and he notices RRQ kind of taking off from the compound, noticing that they're going to be on the move as well. Not worth setting up a perimeter there and trying to keep him contained. RRQ content to move, grab some trees. They're going to set up shop, trying to make the best of what they can as all the compounds are likely already taken. Now we see Team Terror here making an approach on Illuminate from Thailand. This is going to be really interesting to see how this develops. Will Terror finally get on the aggressive and start trying to capture some kills? If
they were able to get those kills right there, it would be huge. As we saw earlier, Amit being able to win and get a high place in there for Team Terror from India. Look at this. Torpedo is actually starting to put the action a little bit more. One thing that I'm seeing here is they're both pushing towards the same place. They need to start flanking around. They can't just be going towards the same angles. You want to get different angles on this squads. He does have the VSS, but they're being timid once again. They're backing up. They're already inside the car. And look, interesting places there by him. It seems like they weren't communicating. One of them gets inside the car, and the other two just pretty much stay up there trying to find more people.
Lucifer content just to watch from the sidelines right now. Wildcard a little bit exposed out there, and Terror seemingly not focused out behind them at all until now.
Terror now
Korea
turning around. They see Wildcard. They see Seagut. Seagut needs to go ahead and jump into the car as soon as possible. And as we see that there, Wildcard is trying to make it like bandits. You don't want the gunfight. And now that Terror has shot those, guess what? Illuminate is gonna turn around and say, "Hey there, we've been waiting for you."
Indeed, it's one of those things that you might want to fire some shots on that car you see out there in the middle of the field. They are incredibly exposed. Maybe you land one, maybe you knock them out, but you also give away your position and the element of surprise here. So Illuminate definitely knows they're coming. Wildcard content to try to stay on the edge and work their way in, again, holding out for a higher placement.
And Katarina pretty much just being a Bush Wookie there. You currently watching at home, spam some Bush Wookiees in the chat as GTW just passes her. They have zero clue that she's there. And Terror Squad is gonna be in a pickle here. If for some reason GTW sees them and Illuminate still sees them as well, they're gonna go ahead and take those shots. And look at this. Ooh, come on. You know you want to take that shot. You have the AWM. Just take one shot, knock one down, and that's all she wrote. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The Terror Squad getting so much shots, getting that kill, getting aggressive for Team India.
There we go.
And that's something I love seeing.
Oh, but behind them, GTW is going to take advantage, knock a couple. Oh, this is trouble now.
This is definitely some trouble. GTW heard those shots, and now Team Terror, after being aggressive, they're on the defensive here. Gets shot down. Seagut barely being able to go and finish off that person, and I think that might be E there.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Quick work. GTW just swooped in, knocked them right off the face of the map. Well, Terror did get one kill to their name with that AWM. It's a beautiful shot. Took his time, lined it up, got the finish. But GT was like, nah, we're not listening
as
to
we
this.
see that replay there, not missing a single shot, making sure he got both of those kills. And now GTW is going to go ahead and find out Eliminate. As we see here, Lucifer starting to shoot into Gangstar, some North America into North America action. And Lucifer is going to go ahead and try to get these kills. He's going to start pushing a little bit towards the edge and trying to get an angle on him. And now we're switching to Eliminate and GTW, as we also see LHW getting some kills and CPT getting some kills on Carnage and Cloud9.
Really good action right now. We got shots being fired. Wildcard really looking like they're in trouble right now. Another Alm shot there by CPT, taking out Rolex. Looks like GT is content to fire some shots out into the open, and so is RRQ here.
RRQ currently with just 2 players up. One of them got knocked down earlier, and one of them got actually eliminated. And look at this. They're just pretty much watching that area as Sutate and the Gangster Squad is very close by. And look at this push here by BTR. Seeing Evil, he's going to get that finish. He wants those kill points, but now he starts to get shot from inside. He lays down, he blows up the car, and Evo's just trying to make sure they stay alive a little bit more as they only have 2 players left. And GT Akan with that AWM just knocking out Lucifer and telling them, you know what, go back to the lobby.
Man, really impressive stuff from BTR. They're coming up, securing the kill, getting the finish, and also managing not to get knocked themselves. King stays alive. He's able to patch himself up. Zuxi is down. They're playing with 3 players now, and you can see RRQ. We got D2E fighting, but he's also low HP, going to try to patch himself up.
And GTW currently outside the circle. Cloud9 outside the circle as well. A lot of teams with this hard shift southeast outside the circle. They need to go ahead and start working on positioning. We see teams like LHW already in the circle. Can they go ahead and get some of these kills with that grenade thrown?
Seagut's in trouble.
Seagut currently by himself. It would be better if he just got in that car and get out of there, because you are not going to be able to take on to that many teams. It's not just one team. It is multiple teams around Seagut. Just get in that car and bounce, baby.
I don't know, man. If he gets in that car and leaves at this point with this many people around, it's going to be trouble for him. That's going to get exploded and quick. But maybe he might have some angles here to escape. Tough to say. Evo's X is doing that exact thing, leaving Bull Shark behind, but he's going to take off, distract some fire. CPT getting some shots in here. They have really good position at the upper part of this mountain. They're looking down, trying to get some shots in some advantageous position here.
CPT does have to watch out because LHW was coming up, and I'm interested there. CPT took some shots on LHW. They heard shots up north, and they just turned around, and now they're going to go ahead and try to engage their Cloud9. And look at this. RRQ versus Evo's passing by. Luckily for them, it's only just 1 player inside the car, so you can't shoot and drive at the same time. They're going to go ahead and move around as we see Kodo there get a knock with the DP28. Can he get the finish? That's what it's all about. And we do have an airdrop super nearby. RRQ trying to work on their positioning, trying to get that back-to-back-to-back wins in day number 2.
Really good positioning here from RRQ using that cliff side, but they have company behind them, in front of them. This is pretty hectic right now. Japan's Doggy goes down to the play zone. And there is the nades coming in from Bull Shark. This is going to be trouble.
Evo's just raining nades, raining bullets. And look at this. They are able to go ahead and knock down some people. CPT knocking some people down there from Illuminate. There comes more grenades, more shots as CPT is trying to go ahead and take down Illuminate. And Evo's currently trying to fight RRQ. Evo's trying to get an angle on him. He sees one. He takes him out. Evo 6 wants more kills. He's not able to see him because he has the smoke, but he has to watch out. Senior is known to just maybe laying on the ground and being able to destroy you in wildcard, actually get taken out there by the play zone.
Superior position here from Evo, but they really can't do a whole lot about picking up his buddy here. Look at all the lines of sight all the way around here. Everybody can see up to that cliffside, but as long as nobody's paying attention, he might be able to sneak off a revive. RRQ at the bottom of the cliff here, trying to patch themselves up, trying to find better position. They need to try to start to work their way around, it looks like, to take on Evo, so they're just going to continue to get picked apart from directly above them.
Evo's just, as you mentioned, that Evo's X tries to lay down, and they're just raining it on them. Interesting plays there, as Evo's X was picking up Bull Shark. Evo's Bull Shark just dropped the smoke for him, so love seeing that teamwork there. They are definitely communicating with each other, letting them know, hey, tell me what you got so I can go ahead and help you out. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have 7 teams left. Get hyped, because this is the final game of day number 2, and it's about to get crazy as we see RRQ starting to blow up their cars. They need those to their advantage, and they definitely need something because they only have 2 players left.
Their position's crazy. I mean, they're in such a great spot right now in the circle. The cliff is definitely an advantage for the teams above them, but now Evo's down to 1 member. CPT pushing in from the backside, the highest team up on the hill. CPT looking like they're in the most commanding position of anyone.
And something that we haven't actually heard much of, LHW getting one of the players knocked there. And look at this, LHW just sneaking around, trying to not get spotted by CPT. If CPT starts taking his shots, they might be able to go ahead and eliminate their LHW, as LHW Ace is barely in the zone, and with smokes next to him.
Still clinging to life down there as RRQ. You've got LHW in it, you've got CPT in it. Again, a lot of the same familiar faces each and every game.
And here comes the shot. CPT just pretty much shooting blindly there as the LHW player is inside the circle. And now they're starting to move forward. They want to go ahead and find everybody.
Look at this, Hero is still in it as well. 8 people left. Now, this is a little bit interesting. Hero finally cracking the top 3 here. Really nice performance from them, but they want more. Doc down at the bottom, Kenris down at the bottom. Looking at RRQ right now, and CPT again, really commanding position, but they do not have the circle. They find Hero first, and oh my goodness, is Hero going to get knocked, leaving RRQ in the top 2?
CPT looking dominant here, as they do have 2 players left. Here comes the smoke grenades, and CPT, one of the teams that I mentioned, I wanted to go ahead and see what they did. They're going to get in that vehicle, and they're going to go ahead and start pushing, as CPT is able to go ahead and clear their RRQ. RRQ is not going to be able to get there. The wins, every single win, they're not going to do it. It's going to look like CPT might be able to do it as they're pushing Hero.
CPT's got firm command of this when they drive down to the vehicles to get position, but they are going to be without weapons for a second. Doc gets knocked. It's down to a 4v1. CPT in firm control. Kenris all by himself. He gets seen. 762 knows exactly where he's at, has the AWM, lands a shot on his feet. Little HP left, and it's time to push CPT from China.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. CPT getting that easy win towards the end, as they were able to just go ahead and clear everybody on that area. CPT looking strong and recovering after they finished in the 20th spot in the previous game.
Now only 2 kills for RRQ Athena, but I can't say enough about their position, their patience, their perseverance. They made the top 3 when they really shouldn't have. They were out of position, out of the circle, a man down, and they still, with people right above them, their bitter rival, no less, Evos from Thailand, they still managed to outlast their rivals and make it into the top 3.
CPT taking the final game of the day, though, in the end. Well played by them. Some unconventional circles compared to what we've seen so far throughout the tournament, up towards Stalber, and in the end, CPT had a great spot 7 to be able to play out the rest of that
They
situation.
definitely did. They pretty much had the height advantage the whole time. We saw them being able to eliminate their LHW, being able to eliminate RRQ, and then once they did that, once they knew that it was only like a 1v1 in regards to teams, they just pushed the action. They knew they were only going up against 2. They had their whole squad ready, and they did just that, and they secured the win, and pretty much did a great showing. That's something I love seeing. I love seeing comebacks. That team didn't do so well in the last game, as I mentioned earlier. They came and showed, hey, you know what? That was kind of like a fluke. Don't worry about it. Here we go. Let's get this win and go into day number 3 with some momentum.
Nothing like a worst to first story right there. CPT going from 20th all the way to first. Really good stuff from them. You saw Evos looking like they were in a commanding position, firing down on RRQ's Athena. It looked like Evos had everything going for them. The shots were falling, and then all of a sudden, CPT, who had gotten there early, they had gotten there higher, and they were able to rain down on Evo's parade and end their game.
And CPT is our second multi-time chicken dinner winner. Wow, that rhymed. For this overall, and we do have them, with them taking the second round yesterday, obviously, now taking this round as well. Let's check in with the highlights, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
As we see them just pretty much dancing away, getting ready, the team full send, just having a lot of fun, as we're seeing right there. They're definitely not getting the placing, so as a team, as Bandy mentioned there earlier, you know what? We're just going to have fun with this.
And indeed they are having fun. RRQ Athena means all business, though, as they pick up another very high placing. Not a lot of kills to their name this time, but they're not spreading that at all. Look at that.
Ollie
out the window, in the window. Unfortunately gets knocked. Ollie Pocket, though, securing one of the few kills that Full Send has got in this tournament.
And Ollie Pocket there with that great kill. And this actually pushed by Galaxy. It was great. It was smart. They were able to go in and take on GG and being able to go in and finish them off as well. But then they had to back up a little bit as Kawhi was coming in. And this push here by BRK. BRK, one of the teams that we expected a lot of. But sadly for them, it wasn't that well. And Evo's just shooting that player, knocking him out of a motorcycle. Yep, that was my reaction too. Just clap a little bit for that because the aim was insane.
Oh, look at this. This is how it went down earlier with Outsider GT. Man, that's just a tough way to go out. You hit a jump in a buggy, you get shot out of it, you really never stood a chance. Tough to see there from Wildcard. But RRQ here, out in the field, and like we mentioned at that point in time, would it come back to bite them? Yep, should have finished them. RRQ able to last longer than Evos. Evos had a chance to finish him off way earlier out in that field.
Definitely did, and then we go back to Evos and just trying to pretty much finish off RRQ. Luckily for RRQ, CPT was pretty much at the height advantage, and right here the finish, ladies and gentlemen. As he's trying to heal up, he doesn't realize that his feet are sticking out. Look at him stretching and say, easy claps, baby.
Little neck crack. I got this.
That's right, absolutely. Impressive stuff overall in the end by CPT. And it's a big deal for them because obviously first place $200,000, but second place, etc., $100,000. And for CPT coming into today, they were third place. LH and GT had taken them over up until potentially now, so it could have some shake-up in the standings.
They had some great kills to their name that particular round, but more importantly, they got the chicken dinner, and that's their second one now. Again, like you said, the second multi-time chicken dinner winner, and that's very, very key because that allows them to potentially jump over the placement of GT and LHW. Those guys seem to have a ton of kills, but again, remember, CPT's been putting together a heck of a run so far this tournament. Tons of kills. The only thing they have working against them is that 120th ranked finish.
And then towards the end of the day here, something I want to go ahead and point out is we really weren't hearing much of LHW or GTW. They kind of just faded a little bit away, and that's, I'm pretty sure RRQ has maybe passed them in the most kills overall for the tournament, and I wouldn't be surprised if CPT brings in that momentum from getting that win for day number 3, the final day tomorrow, and go ahead and try to get some more wins so they can maybe get to that second place. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get to the first place, but more than likely, they'll definitely be trying.
Yeah, really cool to see. And also cool to see the adaptation from some of our teams here when it came to that plane, which was a bit more difficult compared to some of the other planes. We kind of wanted to see a more difficult plane because everything had been so easy for people to drop in the locations that they wanted. So LH and C9 going all the way down to Nova was cool.
That was the one thing I wanted to point out as well. It was really nice to see Cloud9 kind of make an emphasis of getting together, grouping up, going after some loot in a decent decent location instead of random houses all over the place, split up, and then you run the risk of getting picked off like Rolex did the previous game. This game, they went down, looted up Novo, actually stole some cars from LHW. Didn't seem to affect them too much, but again, at the end, it didn't seem to help out their placement super high. I believe they went out in 12th place, maybe 11th once again, but again, C9 failing to crack the top 10.
And it's a good point that you actually mentioned there with them going out of that position, because they did have a good spot up on Salva, similar to what we saw from CPT. But let's check in with all the stats for our day number 2 as a whole. Team kill results from the whole tournament. Let's see, LHW at the moment up at the top with 79. RRQ Athena just trailing behind a little bit, 7, with just 3 less.
You know, just 76. That is so many kills there. And they're also being able to put up the wins for it. And hey, don't shy away from it, because GTW is 59 and CPT is 58. And then in the 5th spot, far away, Evo's Burnout with 35 kills.
Exactly. You see the big divide between 4th and 5th, and that's where so many of these points have been coming from for that overall leaderboard.
Really, 15 points per kill is absolutely massive, and with these 4 teams at the top putting up kills like they are, that's really what's setting the pace for them. As you can see, obviously with those teams having so many kills, I mean, look at this. LHW with 3 members in the top 10, GTW again with their several members in the top 10. Man, really solid stuff from them. And then RRQ Athena with 3 members in the top 5?
That's unheard of. Yeah. They have been pretty much just dominating the kills and dominating anything. Something I'm definitely going to want to go ahead and see and look forward to tomorrow is LHW trying to get those wins. They're getting the kills, but they are not getting the wins.
Definitely, as we take a look further onto these rankings here. CPT just crawling on up quite nicely, and we can even see 762 at the moment here with 8 kills going into that match. So big plays coming out from him. Bullshark on the other side, though, as one of our highlighted players, doing quite a bit of work. I think he had one of the arms, actually.
He did. Both of those players did. 762 did as well. It was a really impressive game from both of those players. As you can see, squad kills 14 and 12 respectively. 8 to 5 in the kill count, and the superior kills mean the superior placement. Chicken dinner to CPT.
It definitely is, and I'm so happy that they were able to go ahead and bring that back. And something that we didn't even see yesterday. At least we're seeing one of the NA teams there, actually 2 of the NA teams there in the top 10. Yesterday on TPP, they weren't even close. Now Gangstar's there in the 7th spot, Wildcard in the 10th spot. How are they gonna go ahead and bounce back on the final day? They're more than likely gonna be so far away here after round 8.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that have been eliminated from contention as far as prize pool is concerned. At least all teams are going to be taking home a prize of some sort. We're talking the big money up there at the top 1, 2, and 3 spots. A lot of teams eliminated from the top 3 at this point. We'll take a look at the total standings here in just a moment. But as you guys can see, CPT, sizable gap between 1st and 2nd after round 8 here.
Very interested to see how the ultimate standings are looking, because no doubt RRQ is going to be leading the pack, and right now the fight for between 2nd and 4th is going to be very fierce indeed, I think, Seb.
It is going to go ahead and be intense. I wonder if they're going to go ahead and start pushing a little bit more of the action towards the beginning. We thought we were going to see LHWs and Cloud9 fight each other, and look at this. Pushed by CPT as they take care there of the 2nd spot. They had a bad game, but they said, you know what, just brush it up, guys. We still got another game here today, and they came out with the win, and they move on to the 2nd spot. Still 1,300 points away from RRQ Athena.
Very difficult to deal with there. RRQ Athena absolutely stealing the show, but CPT has been able to bump GT and LH down here in the 2nd day. Overall, PB, what do you make of it?
I really think that it's more of the same all day long today. The placements, again, we're seeing Thailand, we're seeing China. Top 1 through 6, it hasn't changed at all. We've seen some shakeups a little bit down south in the rankings, but again, our top team, RRQ Athena, still holding strong at the top with 3 first place today, 1 third place today. CPT getting their 2nd chicken dinner, sneaking into that 2nd spot just ahead of LHW and GTW, both of whom have had amazing tournaments, have not placed poorly at all. So really impressive stuff from all 3 or 4 of those teams, rather, in this tournament so far.
I think that was actually very impressive. Not only the 3 first places, that's pretty impressive, so I'll put that over there for a moment. But the 3rd place, given the harsh circumstances that RRQ was in 7 in that last game, was impressive as well.
They pretty much blew up their own car, used that as cover, also threw smoke grenades and then just pretty much let it play it out. They were waiting patiently. They didn't have to push for anything. They knew they didn't have the numbers, and at that moment, as we seen it, and it works because we literally just saw it, they waited and they pretty much got really good placement with just 2 players.
A little help from CPT above them. Evos was trying to rain on their parade, but Evos was the one that actually had their parade rained on by CPT. Coming down the mountainside there, shooting them up, and it ended up just being 1 player left from Evos, and he was unable to do anything else to RRQ. RRQ outlasted them. Evos probably wanted that one back with them out in the exposed field. Could have killed him earlier, and they let him live.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, let's head down to our final interview of the day as CPT takes the final chicken dinner.
Thank you, Colaris. We're back here on stage with CPT's 762, finally picking up the victory. We're going to ask him a couple of questions. You finally stopped the reign of RRQ and have taken a big win at the end of the day here. How does that feel to end the day on a good note like that?
没什么感受吧，慢慢来吧。
We don't really feel anything, just let it be.
Okay, short and sweet. I suppose that's a good attitude to have going into the 3rd and final day. And speaking of which, you've secured 2nd place right now. You're very close to making it up towards the top. What are you guys going to do to prepare to come in for tomorrow and try to take that victory?
Tomorrow we'll keep working hard and try to win as much as possible.
Okay, well that's good to hear. I hope they do as well as they possibly can, trying to catch up to RRQ currently in 2nd place. Let's give a round of applause for CPT and 762 for putting up a good showing there at the end of the day. So thank you guys for the interview. So that's going to do it for now, guys. I'm going to hand it back to Colaris. Thank you for joining me on the stage here all day. But thank you. We'll send it back right now.
Thank you very much, Valdez. Overall, geez, he couldn't shut him up, could he? 762, quite the chat box. But no, regardless. Overall, them taking the chicken dinner at the very end. The 2-time chicken dinner winners here for the days number 1 and 2 so far. Good stuff from them, securing themselves 2nd place. It's going to be difficult to get up to that 1st place. But if anybody could do it, it would be a team that has got multiple chicken dinners under their belts so far.
Indeed it would. CPT in a great position to kind of climb the ladder. But again, as you saw, CPT getting 20th place themselves, and all it takes is 1 game, 1 challenge not to work out in your favor early on. RRQ could suffer that fate tomorrow once, twice, 3 times. It could happen.
If that happened.
It could happen. Not likely, but it could.
If for some reason they go out super early, we can definitely see CPT make a push there, especially if they start getting the kills as we just saw, and also getting the wins. That can definitely be one of those teams that pushes forward. As we have seen, LHW and GTW can get the kills, but they just can't get the wins behind it.
Something we didn't quite highlight from our final game as well, which is a slightly anomaly compared to what we've seen so far, is Team Hero getting 2nd place. A great finish for them.
Definitely. They've been looking to get that finish. Europeans champions Hero really walked their way through the European finals. Not a whole lot of competition there, and it looked like the European finalists are back in the driver's seat here after 2nd place finish.
Sure, actually, you make a really good point there. If you look back at the, kind of the earlier stages of their campaign in the European regional from Team Hero, they were dominating. And then the 2nd day or whatever, as the tournament progressed on, they didn't need to do too much. So they definitely have the chops to really continue pulling off those kind of top finishes.
They definitely did, and I was able to talk to them yesterday, and they wanted to go ahead and get the action. So I'm looking forward to see what they can go ahead and do in day number 3 tomorrow, baby.
All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me at the analysis desk. And thank you for joining us at home as well. Make sure to tune in same time, same place tomorrow. At the moment, it's all RRQ. Who's going to be able to topple the kings atop the mountain? We shall see you tomorrow for more PUBG Mobile Star Challenge Global Finals action.
Get to get to you. I climbed a mountain to get to you. I called the preacher to get to you. I walked through fire to get to you. I'm never gonna stop till I get you. I'm never gonna stop till I get you. I'm never gonna stop. Live better. I'm never gonna stop till I get you. I'm never gonna stop. I swam the river to get to you. I climbed the mountain to get to you. I called the preacher to get to you. I'd walk through fire to get to you. Of all the things I've done and I'll do, yeah.
The new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you... Oh, that's why. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need until you need it.
that they are there, and they are starting to kind of shade towards one side to potentially squat up for a fight.
And the interesting thing here about GTW is they have a lot of angles. They pretty much have them surrounded, and Terror Squad from India are just going to be in the middle. How are they going to get out of this? Are they going to go ahead and try to engage or loot up and get out? Because they are 1,800 meters away from the zone. The zone is very east right now, so something to go ahead and keep an eye on. At least Terror is able to go ahead and pick up some guns and is going to be able to defend themselves if they do engage with GTW.
It's going to come down to shots over there. We've got over here, it looks like, what is this, Milta Power. KWCD looting up. They're being cautious. They seem to be aware of someone's presence inside the compound. Waiting to see who that is. It looks like Illuminate looting up the main power building, control room, and
trying to be a little bit more cautious here. Not trying to get caught.
JCC is in a bit of a predicament right now.
He
doesn't even know it.
He's got to watch out because, well, at least he does have a DP-28. So if he needs extra ammo, he definitely has that to his advantage. And look at this, KWCD. They're working together. If they wanted to, they could take out this player. And keep in mind, it is going to go ahead and be FPP here, ladies and gentlemen. And now, look at this, the AKM. The AKM is a powerful gun up close and personal. So it could be to his advantage there, PB.
It's looking interesting right now for JCC. He has called out that there are people there. He's heard the footsteps, backed off a little bit, and it looks like just now they're going to announce their presence. Just as lobbing grenades into the warehouse, and Illuminate right now caught with one player out, but he has grabbed a Jeep, and he has headed off back to safety of his squad, who's got a smoke waiting for him.
He grabbed that UAC and got out of there as soon as possible. My goodness, that was actually super smart plays there by Illuminate's player. And look at this, they are on top of this building. If anything, they do have the height advantage, and they're also still looting up that Mini 14. As we've seen it, a great gun. We saw a lot of it actually on the NA finals by Beowulf currently not being here, but other players as well like Hot Jukes and Sam from Cloud9.
You can see the GT squad here again grouping up. They've got three split one way, one the other, and this is pretty typical of what we've seen from the Asian squad so far. Six God has been spotted.
There you go, the
and he gets knocked. That's a huge kill from Anand right there. Can he take advantage? That guy is separated from his squad, so there is an opportunity here for them to go get an early finish on one of the GT Doyu
if he
squads.
decides to, this is what we're talking about. They're being too timid. At this point, he is by himself. He needs to go ahead and try to push the action. This is huge for them. I want to go ahead and see if he's able to, but look at this. They give him enough time, and now GT Doyu is starting to flank around. It looks like the Terror Squad, they're being a little bit too timid still. I wonder if he's going to be able to notice here this player passing by.
Man, a little bit of an unfortunate break. Anand getting the great kill, and it's at this point, we've had quite a delay. They've rotated all the way from the other side of the city, and well, we'll have to wait and see what's going on. He's looking both ways before he crosses the street. It appears to be clear, heading across now at this point. Akon and Ed from the side just runs right through him. So again, just being outclassed right now by the Chinese squad. GT Doyu just showing their superiority here.
And definitely outclassed, right? You want to be aggressive, but you also don't want to run out in the open like that. If you can, maybe throw a smoke or try to find a different angle, try to find some cover. If he would have maybe rushed a little bit sooner, he might have been able to go ahead and get that finish because GT Ed was not ready for that engagement.
Those players were not there.
He wasn't on top of that building. He wasn't going to get a shot
by the car, and the car went over with one player, Shushi, and picked him up. I mean, really solid tactical play from GT Doyu, and another missed opportunity for the Terror Squad.
Just very timid there from the Terror Squad, not living up to their name indeed. And look at this circle right here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, something to point out is that GT Doyu is going to have to worry about game starts when they come out. And look at this. GT God taking people down left and right with that UMP. That man has 4 times on it, and we saw it early, and boy, is this gun accurate.
That's really impressive stuff here. Six God getting avenged from his own knock here. He is not really going to want to put up with it. And look at it. This is the aggressive play we're talking about.
This is what we want to
have a knock, and you see immediately the squad snaps to it. They know they've got him on the ropes. Grenades come in. The vehicle rolls in. Their squad mates come in. You see him enter the house. Six God going into frag. And as you can see, he's cleared the first floor. He peeks the second floor. Nobody there.
GT Doyu knows they have him hurt, and they're going to go ahead and try to push the action. They're just going to keep on moving. They have pretty much 2 players down. They need to go ahead and get one more. And look at this. Great play by the Terror Squad as he gets in the car and gets out of there. That is maybe one of the best plays that I have seen win by the team from India.
It's gonna keep him alive for a little bit longer as a squad, but unfortunately his teammates are left hung out to dry. Amit decides to take things into his own hands. Torpedo gets finished, and unfortunately for the Terror Squad, they are left with one member left.
And as we see that beautiful replay there, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9, just destroying people with that UMP in the 4-time. One of these guns that I'm starting to see a lot here on this competitive games. And talking about competitive guns, we got the Mini 14, which I believe was a 6-time. I wasn't able there to double check, but Illuminate, they know they got KWCD there by Milta Power. Are they gonna go ahead and wait it out? They are in the zone, so they don't have to worry about moving.
I love how they park their cars just with that little berm in play where they have them protected. The tires aren't gonna get shot at. Nobody's really gonna take bullets at the top of the cars from range, wasting that ammo. You can see Gangstars here from the top of the ridge, hanging out just outside the zone, trying to zoom around and get in.
And as we see Sute there on the kill feed, being able to go ahead and take down one of the Arab Madness players, and Rolex goes down to Evil's Bullshark to a grenade, and oh my god,
the car kill! Oh my goodness, Everfury, he is not having any of it, and he decides to go run him over. You gotta love it.
The disrespect there by GameStars. They say, you know what, we're just not even going to go ahead and jump out. I don't want your loot. I'm just going to go ahead and run you over and just go with it.
You know Northern George provides a lot of loot when you're not even bothering to stop and pick up that extra ammo and extra weapons, man. He just ran him over, a little kaboom, kaboom, and he is off into the distance.
Loving those sound effects. Definitely loving them. And look at this. Galaxy just pretty much waiting patiently, looting up. We have seen them in interesting spots. We saw them very northeast earlier, and it seems like they're still there. And look at this fight right here. Cloud9 going up against Evos. Cloud9 already has lost one of their teammates as Rolex did get naded and got destroyed there by Evos early in the game. Is Evos going to go ahead and try to push this? We know that the Asian teams are very aggressive. Can they go ahead and push this? Because they do have the numbers, but they have to be careful because BTR is very close by.
This is an interesting position that they find themselves in. They're not in Yasnaya this time, but again, Evos and Cloud9 finding a way to connect early, and they do exchange a few bullets, and Evo's coming out on the better end of it.
And Carnage here with the M4, he seems like he's switching it up. He does have a 4-time on it, but as we mentioned, BTR is close by.
Cloud9 sandwich. Sam taking some shots here from BTR out the backside here, and it looks like Kodo has been made aware of it. He's going to roll over. Sam with the 6 times here. Watch Sam spray if he does find somebody to connect with.
And if you can, we know that man's got some accuracy, but he has to be careful as BTR might be aware now that they're in there, so they might go ahead and be worried that they're going to go ahead and push. Now, interesting plays here by Cloud9. They do have the cars inside. That's definitely going to go ahead and work to their advantage, right? And look at this, GameStars. We actually seen them there before. We've seen that play from them. They like to go ahead and go into that little dip.
Yeah, they like that berm, but they are in range right now of one of the compounds nearby, so they're going to be well hidden, so they're going to be able to peek it here. But this could be a difficult position for them rotating out. We'll see what develops as the circle closes.
They can definitely peek it, but they also have to be careful if they get pushed by teams. They do have Evos there on the other compound, pretty much just northwest, it appears. Actually, Evo's Bullshark starts noticing those cars, and he's going to go ahead and start backing them up a little bit. He doesn't want them to get a little bit too comfortable on that area. Evo's Bullshark just being precise there with that single fire on the M16, and he's able to get him that accuracy, ladies and gentlemen.
Not used to that kind of accuracy from range.
This play here by Evos, they're going to go ahead and push it. They know they got a player down, ladies and gentlemen. Evos knows they have GameStars hurting, and look at this push here by Evos.
Look at the split. This is brilliant. Evos on the offensive here. Look at the angles.
The angles indeed. GameStar starting to realize that they're starting to get flanked. They're going to go ahead and jump on the cars. Is Sute going to be able to go ahead and get out of there as the Evil's Bullshark is getting shot by other GameStar's teammates? Interesting plays here as Evos with a beautiful flank, but luckily there for GameStars, they realize that they're in a bad spot and they push out.
Very well played by both squads there. Evo's really at another level as far as their accuracy is concerned. GameStars not used to that type of opposition. When they take that spot in North America, that's something that they're able to hold. They're able to knock people down. Evo's able to easily pick up the knock immediately, which you saw, which we haven't seen from a lot of the teams in this tournament is immediate aggression. As soon as they picked up the knock, they went for it. They pushed Gangstars out of the spot. Gangstars realizing they were in trouble, immediately hopped in the vehicles and see you later.
Evo's just being so aggressive. We have never seen that before. And look at this.
They lost their
Evo's
compound.
Now gonna go up against CPT.
Look at this.
CPT controlling that building. Can they go ahead and just win this before CPT hand jumps in? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. CPT going inside the building. We got Evo's outside. Evo's JC gets knocked down by CPT. He's gonna go ahead and get finished, but CPT gets knocked down from behind. Bull Shark with those accurate shots. He gets knocked down from behind as well as CPT hand.
What a flag from Han. On the flag, Han takes down X as well. Evo's is on the rope. Ernie is down to him.
And
Ernie goes down. This is brilliant play from CPT. They stole the compound. Extreme awareness, seeing the Evos had left it to go take on the Gangstars, and that aggressive move cost him. Check this out. C9 comes into the scene as well, trying to take advantage of a weakened CPT team.
And this is the perfect time right here. They need to go ahead and push. They had 2 players down. They only have 1 player down right now. You see Coda starting to get some shots. That man's got the AKM. Sam being able to go ahead and take another player down there from CPT. Great, wonderful plays here by Cloud9 as he knocks another player down. Cloud9 trying to take control of this compound. Kodo, actually, I believe
Carnage goes down and
strike it down. Ladies and gentlemen, can he clutch this kill?
And he gets it.
Takes out CPT.
Takes the compound. They said no way. CPT takes the compound from Evos. Cloud9 takes it from CPT. Who's next? Who's going to come flying in the next car? Is it Illuminate? We'll have to wait and see.
If you are not standing out of your seat right now at home or celebrating, my gosh, that is some of the most intense action back and forth I have seen ever.
And here it is, still under fire. Illuminate indeed does show up, and C9 in trouble. Their tires being flattened right now. They have nowhere to go. They are stuck at this point. And remember, they are a man down as they lost Rolex a little bit earlier to the grenade.
They are, and I believe they are actually 2 men down now with Kodo being up, and I believe it might have been Carnage as well. So
Carnage
actually Kodo is the only one left from C9 there. Huge hit by C9 as they were able to actually go ahead and secure 3 kills, but you gotta go ahead and kind of think about it, right?
You know what's crazy?
Wasn't worth it.
You know what's crazy about this game is we've seen so much action, we've seen so many great plays, but look at how many teams are still alive.
18.
This is a huge thing. If C9 goes out now, they're going to be 18th place.
It is.
It seems like they've done a great job, right? But we're still at 18th place. So many teams left on the board.
Once we zoom out and look at that map there, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9, you're going to realize that that was just a tiny little area in the map. There's still a lot more teams getting readied up and trying to figure out. LHW is starting to get some shots in there and starting to let them know, hey, we are here.
Really good stuff at that compound. LHW up on the cliffside now, taking a look at Big Russian Bot. Really nice stuff from him. We've got LHW Zen looking with a Car 98 down at the compound, and he is very feared with that gun.
He is.
Prefers the DMR, but he's rocking the bolt action for right now.
He's going to be able to get some shots there. We saw him being able to get some knocks earlier, and one of the LHW players is currently a little bit hurt, so we definitely saw some engagement there early by them, and I believe they were able to go ahead and knock down somebody, but they weren't able to get the finish that we're used to seeing them get.
That's absolutely right. Taking a look inside the LHW, or this is GT Doyu's camp here. Fixing headphones and taking it easy.
Waiting patiently. He doesn't have a helmet though. One shot and that helmet is pretty much gone. Big Russian Bot, Torty here with his squad, waiting patiently. He has to watch out though. LHW knows that Torty and Big Russian Bot is there. So they definitely have to be careful about that.
Still looking through the windows. He definitely knows that he's there.
Now, one thing here you gotta keep an eye out on. They are currently on the they got the height advantage, ladies and gentlemen. So it is something good to see, right? You want to go and see them have the height advantage, and we know that LHW definitely has the accuracy as well. And not only that, they have the scopes, because at this range, if you don't have any scopes, you might as well not want to go ahead and engage. You're not gonna be able to get anything, PB.
Better to stay hidden and not show yourself than peek with a red dot or a holographic sight. These guys are all rocking 4 times and 6 times scopes from range.
As we see,
check it out.
Team Terror from India here. Amit, the one that was able to get away earlier, he's still alive. And GT, though, you has been following him all along. They're saying, we want to go ahead and make sure we finish off that team. We were able to get 3 of you. Let's see if we can maybe get the 4th one. And they're looking for him, too. They're trying to figure out where he's at. They're not going inside that complex yet. Amit does have the AKM, so he is ready to rumble. Is he going to go ahead and be able to steal the car again and get away with it?
At this point in time, I wish Amit would just look out the window and just blow up their car. That would be the funniest thing in the world.
Imagine if he was actually able to go ahead and do that. Just destroy the GT squad by himself. That would just be priceless.
He got a close call there. He's able to live to fight another day, or at least live to hide another day.
And as we see Wildcard passing by RRQ here.
RRQ up on Potato Hill.
They definitely got to watch out here. RRQ being hot right now. They have the momentum. They have everything going on for them at the moment. You got to be careful with this team. I don't think at this point, PB, would you try to engage them, or would you just go ahead and let them be?
I would definitely try to engage them before they get that position in the final circle. I would be trying to knock them out early because in addition to you having to perform well, you need to knock them down a peg, man. You got to have some of the other teams finish above them in order for you to gain ground.
Definitely, if you are able to knock them right now, they will pretty much finish Team 18, which will be huge for them. You're going to pretty much stop them from getting more points. You're going to stop them from getting kills there towards the end, and it will just be a huge... oh my goodness, LHW there with the car. Okay. I haven't seen that before. Actually, I have seen it, but it was by mistake.
They're packing those cars into the shelter right now, keeping them hidden.
And Illuminate now coming in. They saw a lot of gunfights here early, and they're saying, you know what, let's go ahead and go down there real quick. Although they don't seem to remember that they did blow out some of the tires of those cars. And as we see, Cloud9, the only player left from Cloud9 is Gun. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We got Full Sin, we got Hero, we got LHW nearby. Who's going to go ahead and be the first one as we see Gainstar start to shoot some people from BRK and LHW? We see them consistent. We see them knock people outside cars. Can they go ahead and do that here as Hero is trying to run away?
And look at that. Gangstars has knocked out and finished Team BRK with another subpar performance in Game 2 today. And they were definitely looking to do a little bit better.
And Kodo actually being able to go ahead and knock somebody down there. He wasn't able to get the kill, I don't believe. LHW getting some huge knocks. Actually not able to get the kills though. They're starting to get the knocks, but they're not able to finish them, which means they're not able to get points. And oh, barely misses that shot. He goes for it again.
That was millimeters away from a headshot there. Very good try from Ace.
If he would have been able to get that, it would have been insane. Look at this. Headshots, Kodo, 1 kill. All right. And something that I've been noticing too, it appears that LHW is always carrying one of those bulletproofs UAC. I'm pretty sure they might be getting that flare gun that is so famous in PUBG Mobile from Novo, calling it in. And that's actually a card that you want to go ahead and have, but you got to be careful because you can't shoot out of those cars.
No, you can't. They're very difficult to shoot out of because you can't. And they're actually not super bulletproof, so you can still shoot bullets into there and do damage. It's kind of a death trap, so I'm surprised to see that thing driving around.
I wonder if they're just mostly using it as cover. We've seen them pretty much drive around with four cars each. Each player just having a single car to themselves. They don't mind it if they get blown up as long as they can use it for cover. And look at this circle right here. Not a hard shift whatsoever as all the teams, pretty much all the teams are currently inside in the Divine Mansion. Galaxy being here, trying to take control of Mansion, but they got to watch out because they do have Torty nearby.
Torty outside the compound here, looting up a house, getting position.
Just
taking a peek at Galaxy, who's got Dudu looking out the window, Kong hanging out in the background here.
Looking for him. He does have the tree nearby, so nobody's going to go ahead and spot him. But Torty does have that gun ready. He has the M4, and he also has a level 3 helmet. So if anything, he is going to go ahead and be able to take some shots, but they have to watch out because the Japanese team is going to come up from behind, and they could actually go ahead and get him. Now, keep in mind, this zone is going to go ahead and move here shortly, ladies and gentlemen, and it looks like it's going to go ahead and be going to Yasnaya. The zone is going to Yasnaya, which means a lot of teams are currently outside the zone, PB.
Looking strong here from LH. They've got the cars down in the tunnels, and they're going to be bringing them out. Korea Winter Chicken Dinner lurking close by here. They're going to happen to see them. Yeah, they know they're there. June's got that UMP scoped in from a distance. That's one of the shining weapons today. Pyra's been rocking it. June's been rocking it. We've seen some really solid UMP play from all players today.
And that's something I love seeing about LHW. They pretty much, as soon as the zone moves, they say, all right, everybody roll up. we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We do not want to stay here whatsoever. Let's start getting our positioning in. Let's start making sure we take over a certain compound. That way we don't have to worry about moving in late once the circle starts pushing.
You see Kato out in the middle of nowhere, just chilling, hanging out. Buying some time. He's trying to finish higher than 18. He made his way to 17 at this point.
Not only him, but also Amit. Yeah. Amit, one of the players that we saw earlier. Oh! LHW, LCD, the disrespect once again. Go hits and runs over somebody. He's not even going to try to finish him up. He's just letting him know, watch out. Don't stay out for too long.
That's right. LHW prioritizing position over fragging at this point, given their position in the tournament. But oh my goodness, we got some return fire coming. Nanitu finishing off somebody with the M16 after a nice little snipe.
And if anything, that would be the best time to go ahead and push the Japanese team as they were currently outnumbered and full send exclusive. Just pretty much ramming the car into the wall and getting herself inside the safe zone. And look at this. Katarina going to go ahead and more than likely do the same thing. And LHW starting to take over this little building right here. He notices the car. He knows what's happening here. I wonder if he's going to go ahead and try to blow out those tires so they don't get away, or just wait patiently so that he doesn't give out his position.
You know, that's one thing I figured out about the use for that armored UAZ. It's a little bit heavier. So when you run over people out in the open field, it hurts more. That's what I think the use is.
It definitely does. As Amit is currently getting shot right here. Amit doesn't have any players left, so if he gets knocked, that is going to go ahead and be it for him. He's able to go ahead and sneak up a little bit. He is currently being a snake, but ladies and gentlemen, once you're by yourself and going up against all these teams, it might be the only hope.
Galaxy coming in from Korea, being shot at by their Japanese counterparts, Solgia. Oh, can they get out of dodge? Let's see. They're going to be going right to Yasnaya, where guess who is waiting for them?
LHW, Hero, everybody, Hero. I'm pretty sure they want to go and get some kills as he is able to go and take out Galaxy. Look at him go. He knows that there's more coming. He wants to go ahead and get that finish. Here comes the smokes from the Galaxy team. I wonder if they're going to go ahead and try to push that, or if he's going to go ahead and throw that grenade, which he throws the grenade, but he throws it inside.
Wow, that was awfully close. He blew a huge chance there, but he's able to get the finish after all. Holy cow, he almost blew himself up. That was not the intention. Man, he made that a little bit more difficult than it needed to be.
It did, but in a way, it kind of turned out working for him as he was able to go ahead and rotate to a different window and get the kill that he solely needed, as Hero currently has 2 players left. And look at this, the Japanese team, I want to go ahead and see what they can do. They didn't have such a great showing on day number 1. Can they go ahead and come out and just get some more kills and get even a better placing?
RRQ just knocked Hot Jukes from wildcard, so they're engaged somewhere. Majed just went down to the play zone, it looks like. Ooh, RRQ getting knocked. Wildcard firing back. Seagut getting the knock there.
Seagut, we know he's a good player. We know that what he can do up close and personal. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the circle has moved. LHW is going to have to move. Hero's going to have to move. Galaxy is going to have to move. All these teams that we're currently seeing on your screen are going to have to move. And they need to go ahead and do it as soon as possible, because they got 1 minute left before the circle starts moving in. And look at this. LHW is starting to take out people there. Did I see somebody from Full Sand being able to go ahead and take down somebody from LHW? LHW clears out Full Sand. Lucifer being able to get some kills as well. Siga gets taken down by Illuminate. And look at this angle that RRQ is trying to get here on Gangstars, as Gangstars is taking over that little sniper tower.
Trying to keep track of what's happening in the kill feed. It's really, really difficult, because you'll see 2 squads fighting each other, and then all of a sudden a 3rd squad knocking somebody the same one, and then a 4th squad. Everybody seems to be fighting everybody here on rotation.
Looks so like much action. And
Illuminate chasing RRQ right now after taking out Wildcard.
Wildcard just currently in a bad position here, as they are going to go ahead and start being surrounded, and they're not going to be able to get that much cover. But RRQ does notice a player laying down. He takes those shots, and he's going to go ahead and make sure he finishes them with that mini 14 and that 6th time that we so much love. He backs. He says, you know what? Let me go. I'm not going to go ahead and finish you off yet. He's not standing up. He's just staying there. He's able to
Amit just got a kill as well, taking out Nanitu from Japan.
Amit definitely putting up the firepower there for the terrorist squad, as Outsiders getting caught out once again. He is known to overextend a little bit. Outsider needs to back up a little bit more, because if not, he's going to go ahead and get picked apart here, as RRQ has his eyesight straight on him. And ladies and gentlemen, he wasn't able to find any cover, as we're seeing LHW take out somebody from Gangstars as well.
RRQ really, really impressive there with that Mini 14. G9 just not missing very many shots at all. Knocking 3 different teams there. That was really, really impressive.
And interesting stuff by Amit. Amit is now starting to push towards the zone, and RRQ Senior with the clutch that we saw from yesterday.
Another kill from RRQ G9. Great work with that Mini.
Sitting at 8 kills, PB, and there's still 24 people left, ladies and gentlemen. So they can definitely go ahead and start racking up the kills here, something that they are known for. And look at this, Gangstars.
Look at the position of Gangstars.
Looking interesting here.
They are in the middle of this zone for now, but we do have a new zone developing, and nothing is currently inside of it. Kind of interesting.
The longest kill distance here is by RRQG9 with 267 meters. Is he going to be able to go ahead and continue that trend, though? Because now GTW has spotted them, and GTW needs to go ahead and get this finish if they want to go ahead and move up on the leaderboard. They want to go ahead and just clear out RRQ. This is what they want, and they do just died. They do just that with the M4.
They've got a little bit of time, though, before the zone does collapse, but they're in a problematic spot right now. Gangstars trying to move their way in, using their smokes to their advantage. Ever Fury's going to get knocked here. Ever Fury goes down to 6 God. Smoke just a little bit late. He's able to get popped there. Trying to grab some cover. He's found him. Can he connect for the win?
He's still shooting him even though he's through his smoke. You gotta go ahead and move around. LHW currently trying to control this compound as GTW is pretty much fighting off Gangstars and also RRQ.
Look at this, Arab Madness making an appearance here in the top 7. King is still alive, as well as the rest of his squad over to the side here.
Ooh, Aaron Manis gets taken down there by LHW, and more than likely he's not going to be able to get picked up because the zone is now starting to move up. Aaron Manis King with the DP28 starting to push up as well. LHW is going to go ahead and have to sacrifice some players here as this zone is coming in. GTW is going to go ahead and come up as well. Is he going to be able to go ahead and get out of that zone? Aaron Manis goes down to GTW.
Again, GTW with the superior positioning in every final zone so far. LHW again doesn't get the final circle, looking strong all game, but unable to get into the final zone. Ace goes down. They're down to 1 more member. It looks like Zen is trying to get his way in. He does do so, healing up at this point, but they are in a load of trouble.
Gangsters Angry gets taken out there by the Japanese team. Look at Fire. Fire waiting patiently by himself inside the smoke area. And the Japanese team looking very strong here as they are actually trying to secure their highest placing so far in the tournament.
Japan looking really good right now. Couple of members left. One of them is knocked, though, at this point. Again, 6 teams left, but only 13 alive, so not much more than 2 per team at this point. A lot of individuals crawling around, and you've got Illuminate here with 2 to their name. JCZ and Maroon 5 trying to clutch it out for him.
GTW getting taken out by LHW. RRQ seeing that, and they're also start shooting at them. There you go. There goes some players there from GTW. Is LHW going to go ahead and push the action a little bit here as they're getting bombed?
Huge grenade there. Nice work from Zen. LHW ending the game for their counterparts there. They will be moving on, and that is huge for them as they're trying to put some distance between them and GTW in the
They
standings.
are, and look at that. Beautiful shot there by RRQ Sung as he was able to go ahead and get some knocks. And LHW Ace, is he going to be able to get out of there? Barely with 5 HP. He's going to go ahead and be able to go ahead and take out somebody. Illuminate Maroon 5.
Ace goes down. Pyra getting a kill there on Illuminate JCZ. Pyra is really, really trying to clutch this. Look at this. Gets the finish. Nice job. He's gotten himself into the top 3.
Pyra, finally the North American team being able to go into the top 3. Can Pyra go ahead and just secure another top 2 spot? RRQ still looking dominant. They're looking for that 4th win in a row. They do have 3 members left. They're going up against the Japanese team in Pyra, which is by himself.
Interesting tactics here from RRQ. They're very, very split, which could prove a little bit interesting. We've got ourselves Gangstars hanging out in the smoke right now. And they seem to know that. Grenades coming in. He's in the blue zone, trying to outlast, trying to med. Japan with 2 members left, really trying to figure out what's going on. And look at this, RRQ. He's got the kill.
Just waiting patiently.
Pyra goes down.
Going to push the action. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. RRQ sees him, and he goes in
a row.
4 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. RRQ is showing us what they're made of, and they are trying to make sure they start winning it from freaking day number 2.
4
What an
in a
impressive
row.
play.
Unbelievable stuff here. RRQ Athena welcome back to the stage once again. They're getting used to talking to these guys. 13 kills in this one to wrap up the chicken dinner. But really proud of Team Japan making an appearance in the top 2. Nice job to them. Doggy, Salgia, Kandanatu, and Leshy all making their way into that second place spot. And then we see our first appearance from a North American squad in the top 3, and that is Gangstars with Pyro really going clutch at the end. Almost made it to the top 2. Got taken out just in time.
Absolutely monumental. I cannot believe what we are watching here from RRQ. What a performance so far. 4 chicken dinners in a row. It's unheard of.
It's insane. With this caliber of competition, this many teams involved, to win 4 in a row is making a major statement. We played 6 games. We're halfway through the tournament. RRQ Athena in firm control right now of the whole competition. They are eyeballing that $200,000 first place prize.
I don't think they will mind taking that home, but something I do love seeing there, we gotta give credit to Fyra. I see he was the last player there from Gangstars. We're able to go ahead and hold it off. So Fyra, I see you there, baby. Give me some love. Fyra being able to go ahead and just hold people up, even getting a couple kills there. Love seeing that, man.
Definitely a little shock on his face. They're having a good time. Gangstars happy with their 3rd place in that one. A really, really solid performance from them. Really happy to see them do well.
I'll tell you something, boys. Every single game, I'm taking notes. I'm studiously thinking, what are we going to talk about and stuff like that. After the first 2 teams died, I decided to stop taking notes as we take a look at the highlights here from game number 6, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And guys, the highlights are coming up, but I just want to talk all day about that compound with EVOS being there, then CPT, then C9, then Illuminate shooting down at them. It was phenomenal stuff.
That was easily the coolest moment of the tournament so far. Just one squad after another trying to take advantage of a weakened opponent. Many props to that, we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we see Terror on the passive once again. GT Doyu not putting up with it. We got the car kills out of the open. That was insane.
That was my reaction too. I was just looking like that once I saw Gangstars run over somebody. And this action right here, CPT against EVOS. CPT had pretty much just being able to go ahead and come out and destroy some people there from EVOS after EVOS was almost trying to go ahead and wipe out Gangstars.
Beautiful play from Han to get the squad wipe, but then C9 took advantage of the fact he was now out of position away from his squad. They came in, snuck in, took it out. Kodo being the last one alive from his squad, getting it out, and Carnage unfortunately getting finished. Kodo's the last one left, and then C9 being pushed out as well. Unreal sequence.
Definitely being able to go ahead and win Sanity, that engagement right there. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and just point out that EVOS play where they just pretty much go ahead and push Gangstars, because that was just wild. And RRQ, once again, with the steady shots, that Mini 14.
MVP of the match right here, G9. The Mini 14 just completely picking apart player after player. From range, 267 meters on that shot right there. Dude was absolutely on fire with the Mini.
Definitely wasn't. Look at Aaron Madness right here. He was able to go ahead and take out 2 players from LHW, it appeared, but he wasn't able to go ahead and get the finishes.
There he is again.
Just taking people down left and right. RRQ looking way too strong right now, ladies and gentlemen. Is anybody going to be able to stop them, or are they just going to go ahead and keep on winning?
It's going to be so difficult to contend with them for sure. And again, though, I still want to come back to... It had probably about 3 or 4 moments where it was the best moment of the tournament, because we had, actually Gangstars originally, they took, and this is important to know, they took one of the strongest defilades in the entire map, where they are very comfortable of holding usually, but EVOS completely turned that on the head, and then by the time they come back, talk to me about it, boys.
It really did. X holding a position in the compound there, sees the Gangstars players peeking, and immediately gets that